Ah, so you want something to play, Yeah, I mean, I mean to experience. That makes no sense. Adopt me. Why would I adopt you? Break. Jail? What? No, listen, I just want something different, like an anime game maybe. Are you okay? Released on June 2nd, 2019, JOJOBLOX, now known as BizarreBlox, was a relatively popular Roblox JoJo game preceding a lot of the games you know today. The game is now in a current state with a long overdue rework in progress in the title and a peak of 35 visits per day. How did it get this way? To figure out the answer to this question, we need to go to the very beginning. The year is 2019. A lot of people are playing and enjoying this new JoJo game. The concept of the game is pretty simple. You just get a stand, punch whatever NPC the game throws at you, wow, level up, repeat. Reached max level, just rebirth and do it all over again. All while leveling up your stands and unlocking new moves, and upgrading your stats to increase traits like damage or health or whatever really. Traveling to new areas, fighting new bosses. It was like a dream. That's a funny way of pronouncing measles. For a while, a lot of people, me included, found this simple game design quite addicting. And it's a game that actually grew my channel, so needless to say, I do have a soft spot for this game. However, as more high quality games started to gain traction, most notably A Universal Time and Your Bizarre Adventure, JoJoBlox's issue became quite apparent. The game lacked any kind of quality or content. It was also incredibly unbalanced and pay to win, and I'm not talking the pay 100 Robux for an item notifier kind of pay to win, I'm talking 400 Robux for 6 pistols as the only obtainment method, and selling 3 of your 2 kidneys for a Task Act 4, but I only got 2! Also, there is this pile of nonsense. What do you mean out of stock? It says stand in a Roblox game! Turns out, you need to pay 400 Robux to have the privilege of paying them 3000 Robux for a stand that isn't even good, and 500 Robux to be gay. Still, with all of its problems, the game maintained a relatively loyal player base, because Roblox Peggle just wasn't doing it, I guess. They then added an event system, where, get this, you need to stay in game for 10 minutes to get 1 event point. Getting 1200 will grant you whatever stand the event is for. You need to stay in game for 8 days to get 1 stand. There were obviously a lot more methods to obtain stands, but you want any of them good transcendence, fancy word stands, you either gotta dedicate your life to this game or get the good old mommy's credit card. Hell yeah! Force it. The stands are incredibly unbalanced too, regardless of how much you grind or pay for them. Combined with the unbalanced stat points, and you got yourself a stand upright rebooted on steroids. They started getting pretty weird with their updates later on, as they added a weird sword update. Yeah, it seems that developer Prism wanted to turn JoJoBlox into a One Piece game.
The One Piece is real!
And somehow that translated to 3 swords and a bigger sword that can do all of what the other 3 swords can do. Yeah, I want to turn this banana into an orange, so I bought a car. And they had to change their name to BizarreBlox due to copyright issues. They then started adding ridiculous quests for obtaining new stands, and they were all buggy as they come really. And when everyone was already fed up with the game, they started adding reskinned stands and calling them True, like True D4C, which is literally just D4C with a replaced move, or True Made in Heaven, True Ultimate Life Form, you name it baby. You turn around and boom, True Echoes Act 3 over Heaven Requiem Love Train, which is Echoes Act 3 with a 20% jump boost, only at nighttime. And every new stands they added sucked balls. It's like they listened to everyone asking them to balance the game and made the new stands deal like 90% less damage. They added more stupid RNG chances to the quests, so how will they fix this issue? They added a donation button! I should also mention the top donators are mostly the devs, and if that's not pathetic, I don't know what is. Their Discord also had this thing where if you call the game out for its bullcrap, you'd get banned.
Imagine a world, Raiden, free of cancel culture, where no one can call me out for my outlandish claims. A world where I can say the N-word.
So I did what any rational person would do, play Minecraft, and got myself banned so I can have a good title for a video where I criticize the game. And in just a few months it was at the stage that you see now. But when no one expected it, they came back with the biggest, most epic rework. And by that I mean they changed the map to a somehow even worse one, bugging a lot of quests because they didn't bother adjusting them to the new map, fixed nothing, and died again in a day. Way to go, Priz. Now, before we get into the juicy part of the video, I should probably tell you that at some point the devs were trying to make an entirely new game that was supposed to be a JoJo X One Piece kinda thing called a Universal Bazaar. Reminds me of that time I named my child Ugly Crying. The game ended up being mixed with JOJOBLOX as the rework used its map, and they added like 2 One Piece specs. And the rest of the project was given to another developer. A developer so egotistical and cheap that he is the reason for most of JOJOBLOX's shady design choices. Satan? And the Universal Bazaar was turned into another game called Shonenverse and was later abandoned. But you can find an early test area for it available. Sketchy combat, bad UI, the whole package. So anyways, recently the game got a ground up rework announced. I'd call it a ground up because the only direction a corpse can go is from the ground up! So me and a few hundred other people waited for the update, and as soon as the countdown finally hit, nothing. Days later, nothing. Weeks later, nothing. Months later, still nothing. What happened? Please tell me! While Prism was working on the update, he asked for a map builder. Me being the sneaky content-seeking rat that I am, I immediately sold the soul of my friend who made the map from my game to Prism. And here's where it gets interesting. Prism asked him, yes, that's his username, him, this is about to be a headache. Prism asked him to make a map in around 4 days because that was the time for the supposed rework to come out. He tried figuring out the map 4 days before the given date, which if you know anything about building maps, that is like trying to take a shit in 30 seconds or less. He also specifically asked him to make the map similar to your Bizarre Adventures map, and the result is what you see now. Now him finished the map in time for the update just as he was asked, but then Prism started nitpicking on tiny details in the map, some not even him's fault, that could be fixed in 2 minutes. A lamp being 2 studs above the ground? How could you?
Oh, hell no.
This whole map was made in 4 days, mind you. So Prism tried using that as an excuse to pay less money, and ended up paying only 66% of the amount they agreed on.
Hello, I like money.
And when the release date came, as you all know, nothing happened. The game went silent, they deleted a lot of channels from their Discord server, and we're just left to speculate what happened at this point. Moral of the story, just play Roblox, Peggle.